Yes, ladies and gents, us posties have problems. Last week I brought you top 10 reasons to be a postman. This week we're going to bring you the top 10 postie problems. Let's do this. So then, ladies and gents, if you haven't seen last week's video, don't switch quite yet. Watch this video first and then watch the 10 reasons to be a postman after. The link will be at the end. I'm going to make this video light-hearted. I'm by no means moaning about my job, but us posties do face some problems whilst out on delivery, as everyone does in most jobs. Let's crack on as I look down to my notes. Numero uno, awkward letterboxes. As we're approaching your front door, making our way onto the drive, we can't help but catch a glimpse as to what letterbox we're about to encounter. In an ideal world, letterboxes would all be like that, nice big letterboxes. With your left hand, you're going to open the flap. With your right hand, you're going to stick it in. No innuendo there. I'm speaking. We have faced letterboxes of all shapes and sizes. You get little ones, big ones, you get vertical ones, you get ones really low on the floor. Now, I know if you're watching this, you might have a low letterbox. You might have a letterbox that's pretty much touching the floor. Now, I'll be honest with you, we hate those letterboxes. I'm gonna be straight up honest. We have to, sometimes if you've got slight, tiny little legs like me, you have to get onto your knees, and then you have to get all the way onto the floor. Keep in mind you've probably got a bag on your back, and then you have to just stick it in. If you're really flexible, you just squat down, bomb, it's not a problem. But for me, with all the bumps I'm taking in the wrestling ring, my knees are taking a pounding. When I see that low letterbox, it's a little problem, a minor problem. Other letterboxes are a little bit awkward, are the vertical ones. You know, we'll approach that door with the letter in position, ready to just stick it in. Next thing you know, we've got that vertical letterbox. We have to tilt our arm. We have to adjust our body position. The letterbox can cause us so many issues. It's a big part of our job. You know, as the Postman Pat song goes, letters through your door. It's a big part of being a postie, and occasionally, I'm sorry, British public, your letterboxes can prove to be a problem, but that's my problem, not your problem, so it's only a minor problem. Number two, every other person you're passing by on the street, I've made reference to this before, has to comment on the fact you're wearing shorts, especially in winter. It's now February. You can guarantee every other person, especially if you're in a busy place, if you're delivering in town, it might be every person, has to make a point of, still got the shorts on. Oh, bit cold for shorts. I know you're being funny. I know you're just trying to have some banter with me. I appreciate the banter. Don't get me wrong, it helps pass the day. But when I've heard the exact same thing, probably hundreds of times every single day, it is a bit annoying. I'm sorry. I'm tempted just to wear trousers just to not get those comments, but it's a minor problem again. Move on. Those Ring doorbells. You know, this seat is really creaky, isn't it? Can you hear? I'm a fidget. Those Ring doorbells. Those doorbells. Well, I've got one basically. Those doorbells that you can see out of. Those doorbells that link to an app on your phone. If they've got a camera, they've got motion sensors. Those doorbells. I mean, the very first time I encountered one of those doorbells many years ago, I rang the bell, and then all of a sudden the doorbell was talking to me. I was completely confused. I was like, what's going on here? Like really confused. But that's not the problem. Those Ring doorbells are awesome, great for security. I've got one, and you know, you can see who's at your front door before even answering your front door. They're amazing, but the problem with those Ring doorbells lies with the fact that we now have to be perfectly presentable at your front door. I used to be stood there, maybe picking my nose, scratching my arse, maybe getting a bit agitated because the customer isn't answering the door. But now we literally have to be like we're on a movie set. We have to do this Baywatch, Pamela Anderson walk up your drive. We have to be there, really presentable, like a model. We ring that bell, we pose, and then you answer the door. I quite like it actually. It's not really a problem, but it is a problem when you're tired, it's raining, and you think, oh no, they're gonna start talking to me through that doorbell, and I am gonna look an absolute mess. Maybe it's just me being vain. It's not a problem for most posties. Number 4, quite an obvious one, angry pets. Now you're probably expecting me to make reference to dogs and being chased. Don't get me wrong, that happens. It happened last week. I was on a job. I've delivered there so many times. They've always got the gate open. As soon as I approach the letterbox, so one of those letterboxes outside of the gate, the dog just flies at me, absolutely scares the living out of me. I ran up the road, ended up dropping the mail. Dogs can be an issue, but the tactical ones, the ones that cause the actual problems because they catch you when you're least expecting it, are cats. The amount of times I've been just bobbing along, putting mail through the door, next thing you know you put the mail through the door, the paw of the cat comes through the letterbox and just swipes you. Cats are cunning. You watch them, sometimes they follow you to the door acting all sweet, thinking you're going to let them into their house. You don't, and then they just start chasing your feet. Cats can be problems for us posties, or maybe just me. Maybe cats just hate the guy. Right, I'm gonna have to move this. I have to move this chair. This chair. You might not be able to hear the squeaking, but it's really, really doing my head in. That is a postie problem today. That bloody chair.
Vince is saving Austin. Oh, Vince McMahon has sacrificed himself for Austin.
So another obvious one, number 5, the weather. I'm going to speed through this one because it's obvious. The weather, when it's absolutely pouring down, you're soaked, your feet are drenched, they're squidgy, your shoes are squidgy. It is a problem, but that you can put up with. You know, I made reference to the weather in a good light last week. You know, when it's sunny, it's awesome. The weather we can put up with, but it's a problem when your letters become like paper mache. We're trying to put this ball of just drenched letter through your letterbox. It starts ripping people's parcels. Sometimes you'll get it out the van. By the time you got to the front door, the parcel is soaked. The customer looks at you like you've absolutely just destroyed their parcel. It's not our fault. Sometimes the weather can fight against us posties, and it can be a problem. I think I've said this one before in an old video, but scaring customers accidentally. So many times, someone will be getting in their car on their drive, maybe doing their gardening, and I know they can't see me, they got their back to me, so I'm trying to make loads of noise. I'm walking really loudly. No, they're old, they're pretty deaf, they can't hear me. I'm thinking, oh no. You know, as soon as you pass them, they're gonna jump. Oh my God, they almost have a heart attack, and I swear so many times, poor little old ladies have almost had heart attacks as I've walked past them. So scaring customers accidentally, it's not really a problem for us. Kind of quite funny actually, but it's definitely a problem for the customer. So I really don't know how to avoid that one. I've been trying everything. Trying so many different tactics, pretending to be on the phone with my earphones. Yeah, John. Yeah. Still don't notice me. Yeah. Incomplete addresses on the letters. So I kid you not, once I had a letter that said Jan, Cheltenham. Some woman called Jan in Cheltenham. How many Jans must there be in Cheltenham? How am I supposed to know the specific Jan in Cheltenham? You have ones like Dave, Hester's Way, Cheltenham, which is an area in Cheltenham. Like, how am I supposed to know Dave in Hester's Way? Very, very vague. We get some very simplified addresses on letters. So always put at least the postcode or at least the full name. Don't just put first name in Cheltenham. We're never going to get you, as good a postman as I consider myself to be, I'm never going to get that letter to your front door. So that can be a problem for you guys. Number 8, needing a wee. Now, if you're watching this and you're a postie, obviously it depends on your round. If you're in town, there's probably toilets. If you're out in the sticks, you can probably go in the hedge. I find those places in between, those slight outskirt estates, like you can't just knock on someone's door when you need a wee. Or maybe you can, but I just feel like it's really, really rude, you know what I mean? So, needing a wee. I drink a lot of water, I eat a lot of food. Sometimes I need a number 2. Needing a toilet while starting delivery, I find that to be an understated problem with raw mail. Again, it's a minor problem. I just hold it in. Yesterday, when I was out on delivery, really nice area actually by Pittville Park in Cheltenham. Kilo, if you're watching this, that's a delightful round you have. I was dying for a wee for about 3 hours. I went in the office before leaving to deliver the mail. Absolutely dying for a wee most days. Definitely a problem. Number 9. Problem sometimes for us, sometimes for you, the customer, the dreaded red slip. Now you guys hate that red slip coming through your front door. It's definitely a problem for you. We hate giving you that red slip. We want to give you the parcel. So it's a problem for us really that you haven't got your parcel. We want you to have your parcel. But sometimes you're there, you're ringing the doorbell, no answer. As soon as you put that red slip through, the door opens. And they look at you baffled. You're like, I rang your doorbell like 3 times. Oh, it doesn't work. Sometimes I've knocked on the door and rang the doorbell. A woman's told me off. Choose one or the other, doorbell or knock. Don't do both, get really funny with me. So I do choose one or the other now. Sometimes I knock and people complain. You don't have to bang their door down. So the doorbell is a polite way of doing it. And sometimes you'll write a red slip, you'll think they're not in, red slip goes through, they'll open the upstairs window, they'll be in bed, half asleep. Oh, wait there, I'm gonna come down in a minute. It can be a little bit of a problem. Again, this is light-hearted banter, don't take it too seriously. And last but not least, number 10, working Saturdays. Now I'll be honest, working Saturdays doesn't really bother me. It's definitely a problem for some posters. I know posters, especially with kids, want the weekend with the kids. And you know what, I love the weekend too, but I found that when I do have a Saturday off, Melissa, my girlfriend, she just gets me doing housework all morning. Like, I'm pretty whipped, let's be honest. And she normally does the housework on a Saturday morning whilst I'm at work. So it's kind of like, not too bad being at work. So I don't really have a problem with working Saturdays because it gets me out of the housework. But, oh, let me just get that chair back. Woo. There we go, guys. Really quick. That's been 10 Postman problems, 10 problems we face on delivery. Don't take them seriously, this is all banter. But do you know what I thought? I need to balance the video we did yesterday. If you like this video, like the video. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button because I'm going to be doing posty related videos, I'm going to be doing food related videos for the old school subscribers, food reviews, food challenges, crazy challenges. Obviously, by day I'm pounding the streets, by night I'm pounding my opponents in a pro wrestling ring. So if you like wrestling, subscribe as well. And I've got, as I mentioned last week, something really, really big in the pipeline. Hopefully it sends the channel in the right direction. It's definitely sending me in the right direction, I think. I'm focused, I'm consistent now with uploads, and hope you enjoy what I'm gonna bring to the channel. So, see you later, thanks for watching.
It's time to go one-on-one with the Postman.